Can anything good come out of Nazareth? One of my favorite lines in the Bible for some reason. Can anything good come out of anywhere? Back in high school, I played football. And we played many different towns. But there was one particular town that somehow had a reputation. Maybe we had a reputation to them also. We did not get along with each other at all. It got a little dicey once in a while. So, can anything good come out of Pierce, Nebraska? I spent a little bit of time in Vietnam. And it's a beautiful country. You get there during the rainy season, it is absolutely gorgeous. The people are beautiful people. The ones that were basically on our side, I guess I should say. The other ones on the other side, well, how can I say this nicely? We had names for them. And I've talked to other veterans and the other wars and things like that, and they had unique ways of referring to the enemy, let's say. It's just a thing that we do. Maybe it made it easier to engage in combat with them. I don't know. My great-grandfather and mother and grandfather came over to this country about 1880 from Czechoslovakia. They came over, they settled in the southern part of Stanton County, among a lot of other people from Czechoslovakia. The northern part of Stanton County was inhabited by a German community. And Stanton was kind of the dividing line, and it was kind of interesting. They basically got along with each other, but there were, once in a while, a few jokes that kind of were made about the other nationality. It worked out very well for me because I married this lovely German young lady from northern Stanton County. So anyway, Nebraska is right next door to Colorado. Now, Colorado and Nebraska have had this kind of love-hate relationship for many years. A lot of people from Nebraska go to Colorado to vacation. We would do that once in a while. Actually went to Winter Park. Woke up one morning, sun was shining, and there was 3 feet of new fluff on the ground, which was just kind of fantastic. The rub between Nebraska and Colorado came over water. The Platte River starts in Colorado. It goes all the way across Nebraska and finally empties into the Missouri River. Well, the Platte River was used in Nebraska for a lot of irrigation. As Colorado grew, more of the water was diverted to use in Colorado, and the Platte River kind of sort of dried up, which did not make the people in Nebraska very happy. So there were all kinds of fun lawsuits and things like that. So, and that's not even talking about the football team, which I won't even get into. Anything good come out of Colorado? Oh, there was a carpenter back a few years ago. Came from a little town called Nazareth. Nazareth, according to archaeologists and scholars and all that, probably in the 300 to 400 inhabitants. It was situated in the Galilee region, which was basically a breadbasket. And if you read the history, King Herod wanted that dearly for all his supplies and pushed a lot of people off their land. So it became a real hotbed of turmoil. There were a lot of rebels and all that rising up out of that part of the country. So it didn't have a good name, I guess you could say. So, can anything good come out of Nazareth? Well, this carpenter came from you might say a questionable family. The bride-to-be became pregnant before the wedding, and it was not from the groom-to-be, but the groom-to-be married her anyway. Can you imagine in a small town like that this family was looked upon at a little bit of a question? So then you can also take where this carpenter was born. He was born in a barn. Well, we call it a stable to make it look nice, but it's a barn for animals. Born among the animals, the shepherds came, some of the lowest people on the earth. Can anything good come out of this family, and any good like that come out of a barn? Well, this carpenter ministered to a lot of people that were basically the untouchables, the throwaway people. Can anything good come out of them? He called a group of followers, 12, that when the time came for Jesus to be arrested, they all ran off into the night. Can anything good come out of those disciples? And this carpenter was nailed to a cross, a bloody, splintery cross to die. Can anything good come out of the cross? And God created the heavens and the earth. And God said it was good. We have this tendency, as I've been kind of alluding to group people together by age or sex or sexuality or personality or nationality. All of these, we kind of like to put people in nice groups. And then we can say things about that group. Sometimes not the best complimentary things. Can anything good come out of those groupings? And if you just look at our daily life, how many times a day do you say, "Oh, it is just an absolute wonderful day. I'm just glad I'm alive"? How many times do you say, "Oh my gosh, this hurts, everything isn't going right, there's this going on, and I don't like what's going on here, I don't like what's going on there"? Why is everybody smiling? And God said, it was good. created the heavens and the earth. It's good. Sometimes we even think about ourselves. All the could have and should have and I wished I would have and all these kind of things, and we think sometimes, can anything good come out of me? God created the heavens and the earth and said it was good. God created you and said, you are good. When we look at Nazareth, when we look at the stable, when we look at that family, when we look at the people ministered to, when we look at the disciples, when we look at the cross and say, well, can anything good come out of any of that? God's thundering answer is yes. Yes. Good can come out of every one of those things. The family showed in great turmoil what love and responsibility was all about. The stable showed that Jesus, God, came into this earth among the lowest of the people on this earth. The people ministered to showed that this carpenter loved everyone. And the cross showed us that he was willing to die for every one of us, for all of our sin. And then something spectacular happened. This carpenter rose from the dead to be our living Lord forever and ever. And of course, we know who the carpenter is. We know that is Jesus, our Lord. Risen from the dead, making all of us his own, and saying to every one of us, you are good. You are my own. You belong to me. I'd like to try something really interesting. I would like to keep you, the congregation, involved in all of this. You all have a hometown, don't you? You remember what it is? Okay, on the count of three, I want you to say your hometown. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got that firmly in your mind, how to do this? Okay, now, I'm going to say a sentence and I want you to do the same thing. Can anything good come out of? Gladly. Indeed, you came from there. And God said, you are good. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Indeed, Jesus, our Lord. Amen.
Amen.